Today we have to discuss about the topic is adenomatoid odontogenic tumor in odontogenic tumor. It is also called as adenoameloblastoma, ameloblastic adenomatoid tumor. The term adenomatoid odontogenic tumor, the adenomatoid represent the duct-like structure. The odontogenic tumor is nothing but the tumor arising from the tooth-forming cells like Hardwick epithelial root sheath, enamel organ, dental lamina. So, the large number of duct-like structure present in this tumor, that is odontogenic tumor, called adenomatoid odontogenic tumor. The adenomatoid odontogenic tumor, it is very rare and non-invasive. It is a benign tumor of odontogenic origins. It is nothing but the tumor arises from the odontogenic cells. It is also associated with unerupted maxillary cuspid area. Some investigators say it is a hamartoma because it have a low recurrence rate and it is a limited growth potential, because that growth is very limited and it doesn't happen again. So it is called as hamartoma. While others say no, it is not a hamartoma, it is a benign neoplasm, because they say the tumor is diagnosed early and eradicated easily in the early stage. So there is a poor understanding about the growth of the tumor. So it is a benign neoplasm. And finally, World Health Organization say about the adenomatoid odontogenic tumor. Adenomatoid odontogenic tumor is a composed of odontogenic epithelium and variety of histoarchitectural pattern, which means there is this in this adenomatoid odontogenic tumor consistent duct-like pattern, rosette pattern, multinodular appearance and convoluted pattern, etc. So at the same time, which are embedded in the connective tissue. It is a slow but progressive growth. And finally, World Health Organization say it is a tumor. In histogenesis, there is a stimulus needed for the growth of the tumor. In this case, there is a unknown stimulus. Mostly it is associated with unerupted or impacted tooth. The pathogenesis, it is arising from the enamel organ, which means the enamel organ during trauma or injury, the enamel organ get disturbed. It also arises from the enamel organ. At the same time, it is also arises from the epithelial lining of the dentigerous cyst. Here is the dentigerous cyst. The dentigerous cyst contain epithelial lining. Here also the epithelial lining is the adenomatoid odontogenic tumor is also arises from this epithelial lining, and it also arises from the rest of malacis. What is the rest of malacis? The rest of malacis is nothing but that it is a tooth, but it is there is a presence of Hardwick epithelial root sheath. The Hardwick epithelial root sheath get separated from the segment. Here some segment of Hardwick epithelial root sheath get disappear and replaced by the cementum forming materials. In this case, adenomatoid odontogenic tumors, the segmentally separated Hardwick epithelial root sheath can't disappear and persist, result the formation of rest of malacis and remnants of dental lamina. The remnants of dental lamina is nothing but it is above the tooth butt. In clinical features, it is most commonly in 2/3 people having 20 years of age group peoples and 2/3 people having mostly females and affected, and 2/3 of the people comes with this case mostly the maxillary cuspid area and mostly anterior unerupted tooth. In this case, there is a 2/3 of people in 14 years of age, 2/3 of people mostly females, 2/3 of area is mostly maxillary cuspid area and unerupted tooth, 2/3 of case having unerupted tooth. So it is called as tooth tumor, and it is asymptomatic and painless, but sometimes it exceeds about 3 cm, causes the painless expansion of the bone. The adenomatoid odontogenic tumors can be classified into two types. One is intraosseous and another one is extraosseous. The extraosseous is nothing but it is in a peripheral area, particularly soft tissue, especially in gingival area. It is a rare and sessile. The term sessile is nothing but it looks like a speed breaker in appearance. In intraosseous, it is further divided into follicular and extrafollicular. The follicular is nothing but it is surrounded the tumor surrounded the coronal area. The extrafollicles is other than the coronal area, which means this tumor not in the coronal area, it is in the periapical area, or sometimes midpoint of the root, etc. In adenomatide odontogenic tumor, the most common is intraosseous. In intraosseous, the unilocular and follicular pattern is most common. In radiographic features, the extraosseous it is in the soft tissue, but the slight erosion of underlying bone will be seen. Here is the slight erosion of underlying bone will be seen. And intraosseous is mostly unilocular and a uniform radio opacity, which means corticated border. Here is the corticated border. Here is the uniform radio opacity will be seen. Sometimes there is a sclerotic border will be seen. The sclerotic border is nothing but there is a uneven thickening of the radio opacity area surrounded the border area. Mostly unerupted pericorneal area of canine, the radiolucency extend beyond the cemento-enamel junction. Here the unerupted pericorneal area, that is a follicular pattern, this radiolucency extend beyond the cemento-enamel junction. At the same time, it contains snowflakes. The snowflakes is nothing but it is a calcified materials. Here we will see the snowflakes will be seen in this tumor. Also, this tumor is also between the two roots. As a result, root divergence and displacement of root will be seen. In macroscopically, there is a spherical mass and a fibrous capsule will be seen. Here is the spherical mass and fibrous capsule. Here is the fibrous capsule area. Here is the low power microscope examination. We see this fibrous capsule. Here is the fibrous capsule. This very spherical in mass. And solid to crumbly tissue will be seen. Here is the solid to crumbly tissue will be seen. The cystic space is filled with yellow or brown, solid, semi-solid or material. Solid or semi-solid material will be filled with this area, and the larger calcified mass will be seen in this area. In histology, there is a diverse morphologic feature, and sometimes it is a multinodular variety. Here we will see there is a high power microscopic examination. Here we will see multinodular appearance and a less connective tissue trauma. Some are in rosette pattern and some are in spindle shaped or columnar shaped arranged pattern, etc. Compressing of nest with minimal connective tissue trauma. In eosinophilic, there is a tumor droplet will be present. Here is the tumor droplet. Tumor droplet will be present in this area. There is a red drop. Here will be seen. Here further we have to see. Here is the tumor droplet. It is composed of eosinophilic materials and enamel matrix. In histology, for better understanding, here is the rosette appearance. Here is the large number of duct like appearance, so it is called as adenomatide odontogenic tumor, and a convoluted pattern of the tumor cells will be seen, and eosinophilic amyloid materials and foci calcification also seen. In scattered duct-like structure, it is lined by cuboidal or columnar cells. There is a variety of lumen, which means nothing but there is a lumen is large or small. There is a variety of lumen in appearance, and there is a nuclei away from the lumen. Here is normally the nuclei is present in the center. Here the nuclei is away from the lumen, and there is a presence of hyaline ring lined in the lumen. Here is the hyaline ring lined in the lumen. It is the common in scattered duct-like structure, and there is a presence of Lyss-Gang ring in the calcification several forms, which means in this adenomatous odontogenic tumor there is a presence of Lys gang ring. The Lys gang ring is nothing but, for better understanding, it is look like the cross section of the tree. There is a ring is present. So here also the ring is present. So the Lys gang ring is also present, and the dysplastic dentinoid osteodentin is also present because it is a odontogenic in origin. So osteoid dentin, dysplastic dentin will be present in this area. There is a treatment is conservative surgical excision is needed because it is have a low recurrence. So conservative surgical excision is sufficient to treat this kind of tumor. Thank you.